Hello viewers and welcome to another Project Cars video. It's been a couple of weeks since we last had one. Difficult for me to keep up at the moment, so many new circuits, so I'm going to try catching up on them all in the sort of next couple of weeks and going through each and every one, so we have one video of each track that's being developed in the game, and we'll come back to those. Of course, here we are looking at Monza, a place I enjoyed my visit to last year. What a fantastic circuit, fantastic atmosphere around the circuit as well. As we go into that turn one, treacherous here. This video has been sent in to us by Brian, B Sweet. And so B Sweet, thanks for this, and gives me another little chance to look at the game and talk about it. Certainly at the moment Monza's moved on quite a bit. Of course you've got this daytime look, which they seem to have dulled down the lighting. I know there was a phase when they went through this super bright lighting phase, it just didn't look right. Certainly seems to be coming together though, lots of detail in there, and no doubt there'll be a lot more detail in the final game as well. Still a few grandstands missing here and there. Trees always being worked on. Some of the trees are very big indeed, but it is a nice forest around that area. I have to say it's very hot. You do need to duck into the shade now and again. I tell you, Italy, I was absolutely boiling there. So, round those tricky first few corners then, trying to keep a nice flow in the car here. We're skipping between the replay as well as in-car. And down this long straight under the bridge, under the old circuit. That was the banked corner we went under there, very, very dangerous indeed, into Ascari. And of course there used to be a tree here, I noticed on a video, just randomly in the middle of the apex. Just the most random thing ever. Probably would only happen in Italy because it looked nice. I think that's what was important about it. So coming down this long back straight into Parabolica then, drafting from the car ahead, a little bit slipstreaming for outbraking. Incredibly tricky to outbrake anyone there if you're up against a good player. They're going to brake late, you're going to brake no later, so it's really hard even when you're just a car length behind. Trying to keep as much speed around that final corner as possible as we go down the main straight. Side by side action here. Back into the chicane of turn one. It's been changed several times over the years, this chicane. I remember the first, to stop people jumping it, Damon Hill was one of the few people who put tyres there back in '96 and then crashed into the tyres that he actually laid there. As a fan, that was a disaster at the time. I never ever forget it. And of course then there was the drama of Mika Hakkinen spinning off as well. He had a tendency to drift off and lose concentration at times when he was miles in the lead. He needed someone to compete against, otherwise it was just monotonous for him. And I can fully appreciate that when you're doing lap after lap after lap and there's no cars there. So we see a little bit of a braking moment here, jostling for first place, and the AI outbrakes itself. The AI is still being worked on at the moment, so still a long way to go on it. Different cars have been worked on. The touring car here is probably the most balanced car in the game so far. It handles well, it handles intuitively. And it's constantly being improved as well. Force feedback's being improved, car handling's being improved, but AI is something I should imagine that's going to be pretty late. Once the courses are all built and the car handling's all dialed in and completed, then they'll work on the AI and making that as realistic as possible. It is important to have good AI, but obviously I think Project Cars is going to be heavily influenced by the online racing and how that's implemented. It'll be interesting to see what kind of online modes they do come up with, if they come up with anything that's unique that we haven't seen before, whether it's just going to be a standard bunch of race modes. It'd be nice to see team modes in there. I think team modes always work well. The opportunity to paint the skins has been pretty key, and that would aid that and certainly give people some identity. But that's a quick look here at Monza. We've got some more Project Cars videos to come in the coming days, looking at all the new circuits as well. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.